There are moments in life when truth refuses to stay hidden any longer. You can bury it beneath distractions, drown it in noise, or cover it with pride. But the truth of the soul always rises again. And right now, your future spouse is standing in that moment. They've discovered who you truly are, and it's shaking their world in ways they never imagined. At first, they didn't believe in divine connections. They believed love was something that came from timing, from effort, from shared interests. But with you, it was different from the start. You didn't fit into logic. You didn't arrive with warning. You simply appeared, like a whisper from heaven, like a chapter already written before they ever learned how to read it. They tried to push it away. They tried to rationalize it. They told themselves that the feelings were temporary, that maybe it was attraction or curiosity, not destiny. But no matter how hard they tried to silence the thought of you, it kept echoing inside their heart. The more they ran, the more life reminded them. Every song, every memory, every dream, it kept leading back to you. And recently, something shifted. Something deep inside them awakened. They discovered something, or perhaps someone told them something, that made them realize you are not just another person who crossed their path. You are the person their soul was meant to recognize all along. They found out you were the one who prayed for them before even knowing them. They found out how deeply you loved, even in silence, how patiently you waited, how gracefully you walked away when they weren't ready. And that realization broke them. It humbled them. It made them see what they had missed while chasing illusions. Now, they're losing control. Their emotions are stronger than their logic. Their heart beats faster when your name crosses their mind. They can't pretend anymore. They can't distract themselves anymore. Because once a soul realizes it's missing half, nothing else feels whole again. They might not show it to the world, but inside they are trembling. Every time they see something that reminds them of you, their mind goes blank. They replay old moments, wondering how they didn't see it before. They remember your kindness, your silence, your strength, and the way your energy never demanded, but always spoke truth. The truth is, they've seen your worth, and it's scaring them, because now they realize they might have lost something divine. God has a way of humbling us through love. He lets us meet people who reflect our soul, but sometimes we recognize them too late. Your future spouse is walking through that lesson right now. They're learning what it means to lose control, not of themselves, but of the illusion that they could decide when or how love should happen. You are the calm they can't forget, the peace they crave when the world grows too loud. They've tried to replace that peace, but every attempt falls short. Because when something is heaven-made, nothing earth-made can replace it. At this moment, their mind is battling their heart. The logical part of them says to move on, to focus on their career, their family, their plans. But the spiritual part, the deeper part that knows truth, whispers your name again and again. And that whisper is growing louder. They feel drawn to you in ways that defy explanation. Maybe they see you in dreams, or feel your energy when they're still. They might even wake up with your name on their lips, wondering why it feels like you're still with them, even when you're far away. That's not coincidence. That's connection. That's God showing them what they tried to ignore. They've reached a point where they can't hide it anymore. They might not tell anyone, but the struggle is real. They're restless, distracted, emotional. Their heart knows something their mind isn't ready to say out loud. That losing you isn't an auction anymore. And maybe you've been feeling it too. Maybe you felt strange bursts of emotion lately. Waves of energy that don't belong to you. Maybe you've sensed someone thinking of you, missing you, crying for you without words. That's your person. That's your soul responding to the pull of destiny. You are connected by something greater than time or distance. This connection was written in heaven long before either of you were born. You both carry pieces of each other in your souls, and that's why it's so intense. You were never meant to forget. You were meant to evolve until you could handle the weight of this love. And that's what this phase is about. Divine alignment. Your future spouse is not losing control because they're weak. They're losing control because their soul is waking up. Their pride is breaking down. Their ego is fading. They're remembering what love is supposed to feel like. Pure, patient, and powerful. Right now, they're in the storm. But that storm is cleansing them. It's washing away all that isn't real, all that was built on fear. And in that chaos, something sacred is forming. Clarity. They're beginning to see that every wrong turn, every heartbreak, every delay was leading them back to this truth. You are their person. You've been patient. You've been loyal in spirit. Even in silence, your energy has prayed for their peace. And God saw it all. He saw the nights you cried, the mornings you smiled through pain, the times you almost gave up but chose faith instead. And that faith is why things are shifting now. Your patience wasn't wasted. Your love wasn't ignored. Heaven was preparing both of you, separately, so that when reunion comes, it will last. Because divine unions aren't rushed. They're refined. So don't be afraid of their silence right now. Don't be disheartened if you haven't heard from them. Their silence isn't rejection. It's preparation. They're facing their reflection for the first time. Realizing who they became without you. Realizing what they must change to deserve you again. They might reach out soon. It could be through a message, a sign, or a divine coincidence that feels too perfect to be random. But before they do, God is teaching them humility, how to love with honesty, how to apologize without pride, how to hold ye with care. Because this time, it won't be like before. This time, they'll come back different. Not because they miss you, but because they finally understand your value. You, on the other hand, must keep glowing, keep living, keep trusting, because your growth is part of their awakening. The higher you rise in your light, the more they're drawn to that energy. Love doesn't chase. It attracts through truth. The connection between you two isn't fantasy. It's faith meeting reality. It's what happens when two souls who promise to find each other finally begin to awaken to that promise. You've both come too far for it to end in confusion. Soon, the pieces will fall into place. You'll see why you had to wait. You'll understand why God separated you, to strengthen you both. Because when two souls meant for each other reunite after growing alone, they build something unshakable. So if you're feeling their energy right now, don't run from it. Send love, send peace, pray for their healing, because your calm is guiding them back. Every time you choose peace over fear, you make the path between you clearer. They're realizing that love isn't about control. It's about surrender to God, to truth, to timing. And that's exactly what's happening. They're surrendering. They're letting go of resistance. And slowly, they're coming home to you. Remember, divine timing never fails. When something is meant, it can bend time, distance, and circumstance. Your person is learning that truth right now. They've found out who you are, and it's too powerful to unsee. So breathe. Let God do the work. Because your love story is already being written in ways you can't see yet. And when they finally come, it won't be with confusion. It will be with conviction. They'll look into your eyes and say the words their soul has been screaming. I finally know. It's you. It's always been you. And in that moment, every weight, every tear, every unanswered prayer will make sense. You'll realize you weren't being delayed. You were being prepared. Because sometimes, love has to fall apart to fall into place. And when it's guided by heaven, it always finds its way back home. So hold on. Keep your heart open. Your person is on their way. Not just to you, but to truth. And when they arrive, you'll both understand that losing control wasn't their weakness. It was their awakening. Because love, real love, is not about control. It's about surrender. And your story is the perfect example of that divine truth.